We're now joined by Doug Kyed, the Patriots reporter from our partners over at NESN. It's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen anybody in so long. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. How are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, hanging in there. I get to come to the studio. I feel really bad for people who are literally trapped in their homes. I feel I say goodbye to my kids and my wife all the time, like, okay, bye, see, I'm going to the studio. So I have a lot of sympathy for those of you who are still trapped in your homes but doing the right thing. Are you ready? We're going to fire some questions at you, and I can't wait to hear your answers.
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
Here we go. We start with this. The Patriots will draft a quarterback in round blank.
I'm going with round 3 on this one. The top choices would be Jalen Hurts and Jake Fromm. I just can't really imagine the Patriots taking a quarterback before that point. It's too difficult for me to figure out how it would go. But Jalen Hurts is a great athlete. Even if he didn't win the starting quarterback job, he could still be in on some offensive packages similar to a Taysom Hill. Whereas Fromm is more of a game manager, but he has a lot of the traits that the Patriots typically look for in a quarterback. So I would go with round 3 there.
So round 3 is a quarterback, not necessarily the biggest need on offense. What is the Patriots' biggest need on the offensive side of the ball?
That's tight end. The Patriots have ignored this position for way too long. They have not taken a tight end before the 5th round since 2010. All they have right now on their roster is Matt LaCosse and Ryan Izzo, and that simply is not good enough. Beyond that, I'd be looking at wide receiver, where they simply need more talent at that position, and center, because unfortunately you can't really trust the health of David Andrews. And our buddy Ted Karras, left for the Miami Dolphins in free agency. So that's a position where they also could address early in this draft.
So, of course, I put you on the spot. Players, specifically, they should be addressing on the offensive side? Who might they be?
So I mentioned tight end and wide receiver, right? They could actually fill both of those needs potentially with one pick, and that's Notre Dame's Chase Claypool. He's about the same size as Evan Ingram. He's 6'4", 238 pounds, runs a 4.4 40. This is the type of player that you would build in Madden and almost feel like it's unfair that you're making a player that big who can run so fast. NFL teams seem to be pretty split on what position he's going to play at the NFL level, whether that is wide receiver or tight end. But this is something that Bill Belichick would like as well. He's also the best gunner on special teams in this draft. Beyond that, I'd be looking at tight end Adam Troutman out of Dayton, wide receiver Lynn Bowden out of Kentucky I like a lot, and Baylor's Denzel Mims. And at center, Cesar Ruiz is the early round guy. In the middle rounds, Matt Hennessy out of Temple.
Okay, 3 questions and out. Jake Bailey has come in. He has punted. We are now playing defense. The biggest needs for the Patriots on the defensive side of the ball.
I think it's almost one and the same. It's linebacker and edge defender. They lost Kyle Van Noy and Jamie Collins in free agency, and those guys played both roles. They played on the edge, they played at linebacker, so they either need to find separate players for both of those positions or one guy who can kind of do it all.
It's been a while since we've seen one position get taken a number of times in one draft by the Patriots. I think back to 2010, Gronk and Hernandez. Any position you think the Patriots will select multiple players?
Well, you just mentioned it. I think tight end. I mentioned earlier, Matt LaCosse and Ryan Izzo are the only players at that position right now on the Patriots roster. So they need more bodies there, whether that's through a trade, whether that's through the draft. But the Patriots have 12 picks in this draft. So I think they're going to be doubling up a decent amount. If they keep all of those picks, I'd expect them to double up at almost any position other than maybe quarterback and kicker. But who knows? It's Bill Belichick. Maybe he'll take 2 kickers.
You do never know. This is where you get some credit for all the work that you've been doing over the last few months. I want you to pick a couple players that the Patriots should target in those late rounds with all those extra picks. So
one of my guys, it's probably my biggest draft crush, and that's Rambo, tight end Dalton Keene out of Virginia Tech. I remember back to when George Kittle was drafted. He was a late-round guy, not very productive at Iowa, was a good blocker, good athlete, but no one really knew that he could become this type of tight end. Dalton Keene shares a lot of the same traits as George Kittle, slightly undersized, not super productive at Virginia Tech, but a great athlete and a very willing blocker. So he's one of my favorite players. Tennessee, on the other side of the ball, Tennessee linebacker Daniel Batuli, not a great athlete, a bigger linebacker, but he sort of fits that mold of what the Patriots typically look for in an inside linebacker, like they did with Jerron Bentley or in the past Brandon Spikes.
Okay, last one. Whether it be a position or a player, sleeper pick for the Patriots.
All right, my guy, Clemson safety/linebacker Tanner Muse. No one really knows what position he's going to play at the next level, but he's a rocked up safety, like 6'2", 220 pounds, runs a 4.41 40-yard dash, and he's just another versatile guy where you draft him and then you figure out where he would play at the NFL level.
Good stuff. Doug Kyed, we appreciate you playing. We, of course, will be following your Twitter feed to get all your analysis over the next few days, but you did a great job, and we'll see how Zach does next. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.